today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
I love his mobility, and I think he continues to get better and better as a pocket passer. But how about just the plain intangibles that he brings to the position?
He's got a man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 75 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Wow, first play of the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points.
Break zero line to kick off for Dallas.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent, too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it. But otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
24-yard line.
On second and 11 now. Jones throwing left side here, and it's complete. Give him 14 on that one.
A gain of 14. First down, New York.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. That's complete left side to Shepard. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he gets it down to the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Cowboys 32-yard line.
On second down and 4. Jones to Shepard, complete over the middle.
Complete to
12 yards there and a first down.
Gain of 12. And the Giants.
Now a toss right to Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun. Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And his throw is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it'll be second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Number 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
On 2nd and goal, Prescott, and that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dalton Schultz there to make the grab, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown.
Giants nothing.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On the draw, this is Bartlett, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down. They run the option here on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He was tackled at
2nd and 7. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Cowboys 14, Giants nothing.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Jones throwing complete here to Tate. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down now, Barkley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants have got it back to a 1-score game. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
That'll be taken about a yard deep. 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 20.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last. There he goes, Amari Cooper. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play for the Cowboys on 3rd. And even 50 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Greg Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
And New York set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Jones pass.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And that's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
And it's up and good. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Greg Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. New York ready to go again offensively. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing, Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. To throw again on second down. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's second down.
Now 2nd and 10.
To throw again, Jones. Jones hit and the ball's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. It's caught. Shepard. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Pulls it in at the 13. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11.
Again, it's Barkley. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down. Now Saquon Barkley. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll go to Barkley again. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line.
Brought down at the 35-yard line.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They've had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Complete.
10 more there and another first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, New York.
On the run, it's Barkley. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives. Down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones, throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. This is Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Dallas, Texas is the spot. 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Now it's Penny. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This will be caught inside the 10. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Arlington. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, 34 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try. They'll throw again. Prescott. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Giants.
Operating from the gun. Jones over the middle, complete to Tate. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Golden Tate.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it.
Third and 11.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth
You'd
quarter.
say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 4 yards. And the Cowboys capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame. I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. A look at Sterling Shepard as he and this offense gets set to go again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Now Jones. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his third interception. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
A very solid gain of 27. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Boy, a well-executed 22-yard gain at the 4-yard line. Now Elliott. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches just say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone, and you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
No good. Breaks their line to kick off for Dallas.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25.
And New York set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And Tate's got it. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed, I did, my good man.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I just remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs. I knew every note to their sports light song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You just tried to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking.